Prepare for trouble!
Make it double!
To protect the world from devastation.
To unite all peoples within our nation.
To denounce the evils of truth and love.
To extend our reach to the stars above.
Jesse!
James!
Team Rocket blast off at the speed of light!
Oh yeah! Look at you! You was popping all that good
Meme.
a second ago, then you got kicked in your chest!
What's up, dank homies? Megan Fox here, and today I will be reviewing one of the most powerful weapons in this game, the Zarr. It came with the War Within update, and the base stats are pretty misleading, but they're pretty good at the same time. This gun has two firing modes: a cluster grenade mode, when you shoot one grenade it explodes into multiple grenades and does tons of damage over multiple enemies, and then you have the shotgun mode, which is also known as the barrage mode, which will do tons of damage in a spread out radius, but does a lot of damage to one single enemy up close. It has pretty low impact, but that doesn't matter as much. Pretty high blast, accuracy is like, you know, off the charts, pretty good, and but it's pretty irrelevant. And the critical chance and status are pretty good, really good status chance, but what highlights this is the 2.5 critical multiplier, which is higher than normal. Now, building for this weapon was pretty hard because there aren't very many other weapons like this one, so I had to change some things around just to figure out exactly how I should go about this weapon. Now, this right here is my infested build, where it has a lot of viral on it and also some extra heat damage, so that when you shoot the enemy they start to burn, they get stunned, and because also fire and heat, well, fire is heat, but because that does extra damage to infested as well, and this viral will half the health, and it's just overall great for infested. This is my Grenier build, where it has corrosive, and it also has, it kind of focuses more on critical here, where it has a 7x critical multiplier, 7 times base damage or whatever you do to enemies for 35% of the time. But now this applies to every single bullet that comes out, so this is actually pretty dang high and probably kind of broken. It has fast hands for faster reload. You'll see why that is important for this build in a second. And then I have my Corpus build, where it has viral, because viral does an immense amount of damage to Corpus. It has a little bit of electric damage to also damage the robots. It has speed triggers so that you can shoot a lot faster, because the Corpus tend to have a pretty high firing rate with their weapons, and it can be pretty troublesome. Prime cryo rounds, and once again fast hands, and you can use a primed fast hands, but I don't have that, so I just went with the normal fast hands. It does the same amount of work, I guess. Oh, and I forgot to mention that in the beginning of the video, when you saw the enemies just fly off into the sky, that's because if you mod this thing for extra blast damage, then it will cause the enemies to go flying. So like, here goes my Grenier build. So all I do is replace the 2 mods that make corrosive with the 2 mods that make blast. So now that's at 1,972 blast damage, which is pretty insane. Now, the 2 firing modes for this weapon are pretty awesome. So here goes the cannon firing mode, where you shoot one grenade and it explodes into a bunch of other grenades that get pretty good range, and like I said, it's great for like groups and like for long distances, or like if there's an enemy way out there, just like boom, and explodes, and boom, now he's dead. And then the second firing mode is the barrage, where you have like a shotgun type thing going on here, and it is great for up close combat. Now, be warned, the cannon does damage yourself. The little grenades there, they don't hurt you, so I can demonstrate that here. Like, shoot the big grenade, and then you can run all side the little ones. They won't hurt you, but the big one, if you shoot it near yourself, you're dead. Now, I'm not going to demonstrate all the builds. I'm just going to demonstrate the infested one, because they all pretty much have the same general idea, but I will be showing you how both firing modes work against either groups or in their natural functionality. So I'm summoning up 8 chargers at level 50 in cannon mode. They're in a large group, and I killed myself. That's what cut. Okay, so the barrage cannon, well, the cannon mode is best used at long distances. So look at that. Look, done killed them all. Well, almost killed them all in one shot. I just like aimed it wrong. But see, like you just shoot one and it goes out, and it goes on a large area of effect. And now I'm going to demonstrate the barrage mode, which is the shotgun mode. So all you do is get like really close to them, and then you forgot to switch modes. Okay, so make sure you switch modes before you get really close to them. And look at that, this obliterates. And now the gun has so much punch through that when you shoot the first couple enemies, it'll go through them and shoot the ones behind them as well and cause damage that way. And now the range of this weapon isn't all that great. Well, the range of the barrage mode isn't all that great. It's limited to distance, so at this distance it won't do any damage to any enemies whatsoever. But like just about right about here is when it'll start doing damage to enemies, from like here to that pillar there. Now to actually get this weapon, there's 2 ways really, but they're both pretty much the same. You can go to your ally site or your ship and go to the market, and you can buy the blueprint for this weapon for credits in the store. If you're having trouble finding it, you can just go to your chat and put a bracket, then type Zarr, then bracket, like what I did just there, and then you can click on it. Then you click on the credit tab, and then you can just purchase the blueprint just like that. It's easy. But now the recipe for this, it would be that many credits, this much kuva, which is a pretty good amount of kuva. So you'll be farming that for a while. Alloy plates, salvage, you know, those are basic things. But it also takes a whole nother weapon to make this thing, the Dragon, that thing. But now to get that, it's the same exact way. Dragon. And you can click on that, and you can see you can get the blueprint for that, and it's pretty cheap to make, pretty easy. But it's going to take 1 day for it to be crafted, and then the other thing's going to take another day to be crafted. So you'll have this weapon in about 2 days of waiting, or you can just rush it with platinum. Now if I was going to rate this weapon, I'd rate it 9 out of 10. Only flaw that I find in it is that this does do self-damaging, and because I'm a bit of an idiot, I don't always remember to switch between the 2 modes. But that's going to be it for today's video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked today's video, go ahead and slap a like on it, and subscribe if you enjoy the content and would like more. And I will see you guys later. Peace.
Don't change, don't change, don't change. Even though life ain't the same. They say don't change, don't change, don't change. Life gon' make it happen anyway. And I say don't change, don't change, don't change. Even though life ain't the same. They say don't change, don't change, don't change.